Am I a little extra? Maybe. Okay, Maria. So there are a few reasons why I have my party headband on today. One being that this is the first video of 2022. Happy New Year! Second, I wanted to celebrate the 1 year of March Moments. So on behalf of Maria and I, thank you for all your love and support. We really appreciate it. And 3, I think a year ago tomorrow is the anniversary of me posting my first Notion video. And I think that has like 10K views on it right now, which is absolutely insane. So thank you for that. I'm so glad that you're finding it helpful. This video is just gonna be an updated version of that. Also, please excuse my sick voice. I have been in bed for the past 5 days, sleeping for 15 hours, binge watching Euphoria, Our Beloved Summer, reading books, watching movies. It's been a time. But I do want to preface this video by saying I know I talk a little bit fast. I have been watching my shows at 1.5 speed lately, so I think I'm just sort of in that mindset. Feel free to slow the video down or pause when you need to. If you do have any questions, you can put it into the comments section below and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. But other than that, let's go. Honestly, I didn't really use my homepage after the first few months of 2021, but I absolutely adored the cool, dreamy aesthetic, and a homepage is clearly needed, so I just updated the aesthetics for this year. I went for some warm colors and comfy, wholesome vibes. This isn't super necessary, but I think it's a fun, small change. I updated the name of my homepage. I loved homeostasis, but it was time for a rebrand, so we went with home plate, which I still think is pretty adorable. I liked my layout from last year, so this stayed mostly the same. I simply updated all my photos and GIFs to match my new theme. I did update the middle column to include only personal tasks because I have a work-specific page now. Also remember to edit all your configure template button colors if you are changing your color palette. I added this fun progress bar of the year. My current playlist is now featured on the left side with the monthly archive on the right. I have no idea why I didn't do this last year, but I configured a template button to add new monthly spreads much more easily. This way I don't have to manually duplicate items whenever I want to add a new spread. I also cleaned up the list of pages by deleting those I didn't need anymore and ones I realized didn't work with my workflow. I'm not in school anymore, so I deleted my studies page, but I'll link the video and template in the description below. Those are still fairly new and definitely usable. Something I did want to add for this year is a reset section. I got this idea from Honeymagnolia's template, linked below, and I edited it just to match my own needs. So for the weekly spread, I added this table to track my daily habits, and I deleted my habit tracker page because I wasn't really using that. I have of course configured a template button for easy access to the next spread. Honeymagnolia also had this little reflection question section that I thought was quite cute. As always, I have my monthly archive toggle so I can archive that weekly spread. I have also linked to my monthly reset page, which is very similar, but I changed the table to reflect things I wanted to keep track for the month, and then added an extra space just to expand on those goals and write notes if I wanted to. Since getting a full-time job in February, I did change some things on the spread to make it easier to use, but this is my most used page, hands down. I use it every single day at work. So the meeting minute section was a super useful area for me to write down any prep notes I had for upcoming meetings. I originally was going to have a table per meeting, but I realized that wasn't very sustainable for me, so instead I decided to change some of the headings and just have a table per week. So I changed one of the headings to name so I can insert the name of the person or the team that I would be meeting, and then put the subject or action item of what we're going to be talking about and any notes that I have. I also have a links section here just in case I needed to link back to a Google Sheet or a Google Drive. And as you can see, there has also been a switch for the bottom part here because my workflow changed over the year. I realized that I'd rather have a general task list for the week and then move that into the days done folder when they have been completed, and then also have a waiting section because I realized I was also waiting on a lot of people before I got started on a project, so it's nice to just have all that information there so I can keep it in the back of my mind. So the new addition to this page is the accomplishments section and the performance review notes. I used to keep track of all these things in my notes app, but I think it makes more sense to track that in Notion now. The performance review notes section isn't too fleshed out because I'm not really sure exactly how I want to use them yet. Right now I've separated it into goals and notes so that I can write down a goal I had during my 6-month review so I can track that progress and be prepared for my 1-year review. TBD though how this section will be used. I didn't really use this page that much because I was able to get a full-time job pretty early in the year, but I am thinking of switching jobs soon, so I could definitely keep them. I think the top 3 sections of this page are still good and I'm keeping them. I kept things mostly the same. The only thing I did change was this table. So before I had 2 tables where I was inputting the same information twice, which makes absolutely no sense. So instead I have made 1 table and then linked them. Each of these tables have different views. So the one at the top has a board view and the one at the bottom has a table view, so that when I input information into one table, it'll be reflected in the other. This way it's just easier to visualize the information I was looking for. The watching queue is another very well loved page. Very helpful because I love keeping track of my shows and I always come up with a yearly shows and review, so that's always helpful to craft it. I did not use my counters, but I think they look really cute, so I'm just going to keep them. I made a few other edits to the table. I added some new tags to the type section. I am keeping the comment section, even though I didn't use it last year. I do want to use it this year. And then I didn't use the start and end date because I was quite lazy with that. So instead I changed it to a multi-select and input each of the months so that I can tag the month or months that it took me to watch the show. I then also deleted the film counter table because I didn't use that at all. And I made a letterbox near the end of the year, so I'm just going to keep all my film stats in that app instead. For my reading queue, I kept things mostly the same, but I reorganized the page a little bit. I also added this new column that says cried ? Because I think it's hilarious to track which books made me cry and how many times I've cried over fictional characters, which, spoiler alert, is a lot. I also kept the index mostly the same. I changed the aesthetic photos and color palette. I absolutely loved my screens in review though. Here's mine for 2021. It's just so fun to take a look at, and so I'm going to continue this in 2022. And then I kept the other pages about the same. So sorry, no 7 seconds for this video since I was in bed sick, but Maria will see you in the next video. Bye!